Hi guys, happy Wednesday. It is lesson number 22 today, and we are going to build off of something we did the last two lessons with our dot cards to start off. We have a word problem. You will need your problem set for at the end. There's no Rec and Rick counting today, so you don't need anything like that. Of course, you'll need a board and paper and or pencil or marker or pen, whatever tools you use for writing. And today, actually, let's start with our word problem. So today's word problem, we had the dog yesterday, the puppies, and then we had the colored pencils versus the regular pencils to start off the week. So today, Lisa has 5 pennies in her hand. So let's start by drawing Lisa. Here's Lisa. And I'll put an L because Lisa starts with an L. And Lisa has 5 pennies in her hand. So I'm going to draw her hand a little bit bigger. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies in her hand. And 2 in her pocket. So let's make her pocket. I just exaggerated the size so you guys could really see. So Lisa has 5 pennies in her hand and 2 in her pocket. Matt, a new character in this story, so I'll draw Matt right here and label Matt with a capital M for Matt. Matt has 6 pennies in his hand, so let's draw his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 in his pocket. 1, 2. So let's read the story from the beginning and make sure we have all the correct information. Lisa has 5 pennies in her hand and 2 in her pocket. Matt has 6 pennies in his hand and 2 in his pocket. Now here's the question. This is what you need to think about. I gave you all this information about Lisa's pennies and Matt's pennies. Here's the question. Remember, who is a question word referring to people. Who, Lisa or Matt, who has fewer pennies, Lisa or Matt? And how do you know? How do you know who has less pennies? So the question is, who has less pennies, Lisa or Matt? Now think for a minute. And how do you know? How could you figure this out? So I'll give you a minute to figure it out and think about how you would know who has less pennies. Is it Lisa or is it Matt? So let's add them up while we're figuring it out. Maybe that will help you if you're still not sure. So let's start with Lisa. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now Matt has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now that I wrote the numbers, if you weren't sure before, you should definitely know now. Circle who has less. So here I go. Who am I going to circle? Yes, of course. Lisa has less pennies than Matt. Awesome job, because I know you guys all figured that out. Okay, so I'm going to put that, erase that, so we can use our board for something else later. And as I mentioned, we are going to continue working on our dot cards. We did this all week. Monday we did 7s. Tuesday we did 8. Wednesday we will be doing who thinks they can figure out the next number. Let's see. So look at this and let's start with the total. Figure out how many dots there are in total on this page. And then remember, part 2 is how can you see them in 2 groups or 2 parts. So first is the total, and then we determine the parts. And sometimes maybe switching it around will make the parts look a little bit different to you. You might get a different idea. The value doesn't change. The total doesn't change. Maybe just how you divide the total into 2 parts might change. So look, think, listen for the snap. There's 9. Now, how did you figure out the parts to make 9? On this one, I would say 5 and 4 make 9. How many of you agree with me? If you agree, thumbs up. If you see something different, that's okay too. Okay. Now, what do we see here? Now remember, we want the total first, just in case, right? So the total is 9, and then how do you see these dots in 2 parts? How do you see them in 2 parts? Maybe if I switch it this way, you might see something different. This one could be all different ways. So let's start this way. This one I see 5 on the bottom and 4 on top. Just like our last combination, 5 and 4. What about if we switch it this way? Maybe we see all of these and this lonely guy up top. Maybe we see 1 and 8 make 9. Let's try it this way. Do we see something different here? Maybe you see 5 on top, 4 on the bottom. Or maybe, again, you see the same thing I just said. 8, and then this guy by himself over here, 1. Or, what about if we do 7 and 2? 7 and 2, like maybe these are the legs of an animal and the head, and then the tail is the last 2. So definitely you can move things around, and you can see different parts. Let's do another card. Okay, so how many here? 9. Now this one seems a little more clear to me. I definitely see 5 and 4 make 9. And I feel like even if we move it around, it's still going to be a pretty clear break, 5 and 4. But maybe you see these 6 and then these 3, right? If we change it like this, maybe the 3 on the bottom and then 6 coming up. 6 and 3 is another way to make 9. Okay, how about this one? What's the total? Don't forget the total is 9. Awesome. Now this one, maybe you would go this way. 9 and 0 make 9. Maybe you see one group of 9. 9 and 0 make 9. And then the last one, what do we have here? Ooh, this is a fun shape. So if we go this way, I feel like we see all of these 8 and 1 makes 9. And I would probably say the same here. This one guy is pretty much by itself the whole way. But maybe you just want to do 6 on the bottom and 3 on top. Maybe you want to do these 7 and then these 2 over here, 7 and 2. So all different ways. So good job figuring out our parts of 9. So we've worked on parts of 7, 8, and then today 9. We just did our word problem story about Lisa's penny and who has fewer, who has less pennies. And today we're going to practice our counting. The last 2 days we counted with the Big Reckon Rick all the way to 100. Today we're not going to practice counting that high. We're just going to focus on counting our teen numbers. But we're going to mix it up. Count regular and say 10 up and down to really build our fluency counting in different ways, in different directions, and all over. So we're going to start with 10 because we're focusing on our teen numbers. So 10, 1, 10, 2, make sure you're counting with me, 10, 3, 10, 4. So I'm only counting the say 10 way right now, and I'm counting up by 1 more. So 10, 4, 10, 5, 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9, 2 10s, right? 2 10s now. 1, 2, 2 10s. Now I want to practice our say 10 way counting, but count down. So 2 10s, 10 9, 10 8, 10 7, 10 6, 10 5, 10 4, 10 3, 10 2, 10 1, 10. So we just counted our teens the say 10 way up and down. Now let's just do regular counting. So 10, of course, and then next is 11, 12. I know you guys are rock stars at this. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And now let's just practice counting down. Counting down is one less. We just did one more. So 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Awesome. So now we did say 10 up and down, regular up and down. Now the challenge round is we're going to go every other. We're going to do say 10, regular, say 10, regular, like a pattern. And math is all about patterns. So say 10, regular, say 10, regular, say 10, regular, up and down. So follow along with me. So 10, 10, 1, 11, 10, who knows, 2. Let's start again. I think we got mixed up already. 10, 1, 12, 10, 3, 14, 10, 5, 16, 10, 7, 18, 10, 9, 20. Okay, now let's try that backwards. So 2 10s, 19, 10, 8, 17, 10, 6, 15, 10, 4, 13, 10, 2, and 11. That's tricky. You really got to think about what's next. Did I just do say 10? Is it regular now? Am I going up and down? Yeah. So that's good practice. We'll probably try that a couple more times, especially the flip-flop and being able to change your brain back and forth like that is actually a very challenging thing to do. So we have one more thing before our problem set today, and it is counting out some cube sticks. So I made some cube sticks in advance, so you guys can just follow along with me. And we're going to practice another concept now. So, and it's kind of like would be with partners if you had a partner, but I'm just going to call the partner A and partner B for each partner. Okay, so partner A counted out 13 cubes, and I made a cube tower for them, and I even did it so the bottom 10 is one color and the ones on top is a second color. So partner A created a 13 stick cube tower, and partner B made a 15 stick tower. So how do we say 13 the say 10 way? 10, 3. And then how do we say the say 10 way for partner B? 10, 5. So let's look, how can we tell which number is greater? They both have 10 ones, right? They both have 10 ones and more. How can we tell which one's greater? This goes back to the first word problem story. Who had less pennies? Or I could have asked, who has more pennies? Remember, greater is another word for more, and less is another word for fewer. Okay, so how can we tell which number is greater? Both towers have 10 ones, true? Yes, we just talked about that. So let's look at the extra ones, the ones after the 10. So which number is greater? 3 ones for partner A or 5 ones for partner B? Which one's greater? So which number is greater? 10, 3 or 10, 5? Yeah, awesome. 15 is greater than 13. 5 ones is greater than 3 ones. So that would mean the 15, the say 10, 5 is greater than the 10, 3. So let's say that 10, 5 is more than 10, 3. Okay, so let's do a different combination. So partner A in this one has a tower of 14. 10, 4. Partner B has 11. 10, 1. But this time, let's start first. Do they both have 10 a group of 10 ones? Yes. They both have a group of 10 ones, and they both have more ones on top. So 10, 4, 10, 1. But I'm not going to ask you which one is greater, like I did for the first set. This time, which one is smaller, or which one is less? Like, who had less pennies, Lisa or Matt? Does partner A or partner B have the smaller tower? So we already know they're equal with one group of 10. And this one has 4 ones and 1 ones. Which is less, 4 ones or 1 one? Which is smaller? Yes, 11 is smaller than 14. 10, 1 is smaller than 10, 4. This is less than this. Awesome. Okay, and the last one, before our problem set, partner A has 17, 10, 7. It's a big tower, right? Partner B has 17, 10, 7. What's that called when both partners have the same? They both have one group of 10, 10, 10. They both have 7 ones, 7 ones. If you're looking at them, they look exactly the same height. One's not taller, one's not smaller or shorter. So what's that called again? Equal. Exactly, the same. These partners, partner A and partner B, have the same value. Not one that's more or less or more. Like in the first ones, we had one tower that was more, one that was less. They have the same. They are equal value. Okay, awesome, guys. Now, grab your problem set, and we can go through it. So here's our problem set for today. Lesson 22 problem set, page 285. So let's work on some of these problems together. The last 2 pages were number bonds, and I know you guys are strong at number bonds, so I wanted to make sure you did a lot of that work on your own. But today is a different page, so let's make sure everybody understands how to do their math work today. So it says, circle 10 erasers. So let's circle 10 erasers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circle 10 erasers. Now circle 10 pencils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pencils. Match the extra ones to see which group has more. So the key word is more. Check the group, like a check mark. Check the group that has more things. So this one, the erasers has 10 and 2, and the pencils has 10 and 3. So which one's more, 10-2 or 10-3? Let's say it the regular way too. So there's 12 erasers and 13 pencils. Which one's more? Remember when we played War in class? War is a game where you want to have the card that is worth more in War. So in War, which one would win? The pencils or the eraser? Which is the higher value? Which has more? Check the pencils. Awesome. Let's do the next one. Circle 10 sandwiches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 sandwiches. Now circle 10 milk cartons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So even Miss Tracy checks by counting it out first. Now check the group that has less things. So our first problem was more. Our second is less. L-E-S-S. Less things. So the sandwiches are 10-1 which is 11, and our milk cartons are 10, 4, which is 14. Which is less, 10, 1 or 10, 4? 11 or 14? Check. The sandwiches are less than the milk cartons. Okay, our next problem is baseballs. Circle 10 baseballs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circle 10 gloves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 gloves. Now, write how many are in each group. So see how they have little boxes here? It's an added step for this problem. So how many baseballs are there? How many gloves are there in total? So we have 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10, 6. What does 10, 6 make? Oh, I forgot. What does 10, 6 make? If I don't remember, what can I do? Count. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 baseballs. Now let's do the gloves. 10, and there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10, 6. Again, 16. Check the group that has more things. I think they're trying to trick us because they both have 16. They are equal. They both have the same. Okay. Next page. It's more of the same thing. Circle 10 apples, circle 10 oranges, write how many in each box, and check the group that has less. So this one's less. Now the next one. Circle 10 spoons, circle 10 forks. Write how many are in each group in the box. How many spoons? How many forks? Circle more or less. So blank is more or less than the forks. Let's do that one all together. It's a little bit tricky on the bottom. So I'm going to circle my 10 spoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's my 10 spoons. Now I'm going to circle my 10 forks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Since they're not organized in nice arrays or circular configurations, they're kind of all mixed up there. Make sure you count them out. They're a little bit tricky. They're mixed up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 9. 10, 9 is 19. Now we have our forks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10, 8. 10, 8 is 18. Now, we have to fill in this sentence. 19 is more or less than 18? Is 19 more than 18 or is 19 less than 18? Remember, more is the bigger value and less is the lower value. So 19 is more, M-O-R-E, more than 18. Awesome, guys. And if you keep going for the bonus work, there's the exit ticket. And it's working on that sentence again, using the words more or less. Count and write the number, circle more or less. This is great reading practice, some sight word knowledge, right? So we have 10, 11, 12, and we have 20. 12 is more or less than 20. So you would circle less. 12 is less than 20. And remember, you can look at these towers as a picture clue to see which is less. Just like the examples I did in our class, holding up partner A and partner B's towers, which one's less? Red and blue or white and yellow? You can look and see. There's that much difference. This one is less than this one. Okay, and you keep going down here. There's 2 more problems like that, circling more or less and counting up the towers. And then there's one page of just practicing some more number bonds, which we were doing on Monday and Tuesday this week. So this one you should be able to do this one pretty good because we've been doing a lot of number bond work this week. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for lesson 23. And we only have a couple more lessons. I think there's 24 lessons, and then we are done with Module 5. You guys are kicking it. You guys are rock stars in math. Okay, bye.